Hello, and welcome back to the Gamer's Tale. We've been gone for a week. It feels like longer. Tonight we're going to be talking about funny stories of what we encountered in our little gaming adventures, whether it's just personal or anything else. I only have a couple of stories tonight, so I'll probably have to come up with more, and I'm sure Josh and Steven, who are joining me once again, are racking their brains to figure out what do I have that's actually funny.
Like,
just a glitch, like things that glitch are just amazing for me. It just makes me laugh. Wow,
Yeah.
WoW in the what was that 2007 era, 2007, 2008, 2009 was a little bit glitchy. There was a lot of glitches that you can find a lot of places in the map you're not supposed to be in, and we used to explore all the time. Before Azeroth had flying, because back in the day it was only Outland, and then after that in the Lich King was those areas were allowed flying, but Azeroth was not.
yeah.
So, but we found a way to get to the very high places, and it was it was awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of failed jumps, a lot of failed a lot of deaths, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the trying to find the WoW glitches. Like that was you get up on the mountains and stuff and you'd have to like jump up the sides.
Yeah.
And you kept using the jump and like sticking to the side of the mountain. Yeah,
you,
man, I
you,
used to do that too.
you always had to have a mage or like a priest so that they can help you like slow fall.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I was we had one where I ended up under like the earth and I
Yes.
was like rolling around and when you looked up you could see like the sky and people walking over you.
I could see what do you call this? There was a place like that in Stormwind City. And there was a place like that in Ironforge where you could see like the next expansion where they're starting to build, the next
Yeah.
expansion. Luckily we
Yeah.
didn't get caught
Yeah.
by GMs, but if we did get caught, we would have gotten like suspended for however long.
Yeah, people used to do that all the time, especially like right after they announced the whatever like their expansion was at that time. I got on it was after Lich King, and
The
so it
Mists
was
of Pandaria.
Cataclysm. That was the one they were
Oh,
working on.
Cataclysm, right?
Yeah, and like they were building it under the like the actual like I played Horde, so it was an Orzammar, and so you could see Cataclysm Orzammar under normal Orzammar. It was pretty weird.
so you're saying the Earth was flat?
The Earth
Yeah,
was
kind of. Yeah,
two levels
like
of flat.
Azeroth is flat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing like in Storm. I played a line, so you go out the auction house,
Lame.
and then yeah, you go make a left in that connector, to where the canals are. There's a spot there where you can jump with your character, and this is kind of weird because you don't really control the character as we would control. Um, you're in the third person basically. You can't do like first person. So you jump,
Yeah.
you turn, and then you fall right between the cracks of like a barrel and like a wall. And then I was a druid, so I could always do cat form, and then it would always like lessen fall damage by like 60% or something like that. So I would always survive with like a few HP and heal myself, you know. And I'd res the people that fell, because they didn't have it. So, um, but yeah, like we go over there, we go around. Somebody forgot their Hearthstone, they're pretty much screwed just because or if they had it on cooldown, because back
Like you're
then,
just stuck. Yeah.
yeah, you're stuck. You can't do anything
That was
unless somebody summons you from like
yeah.
a summoning stone. But it's
Yeah.
summoning stones were few and far between back then, and
Yeah.
there was a level requirement for you to use a summoning stone. So
Oh man.
also what do you call this? Like the Hearthstones back then, they weren't um like 15 minutes or like 30 minutes. Now that it was 60 minutes. So if you screwed up, you only had
Yeah,
one
yeah, you could
chance
use it
to.
once an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, once an hour, right? Yeah, I was a druid. I could always open like I could always teleport myself to to the Druid Sanctuary,
Mhm.
you know, and catch a flight from there. But you know, getting around was so difficult.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to pay mages to open portals for you.
It actually kind of reminds me of RuneScape
Man.
before the advances. Before you could only teleport using the runes that you're given to the various places, like Varrock and Varrock, Falador, and Lumbridge with appropriate mage levels. Now all
Right.
you have to do is activate a lodestone, and you can technically teleport there for free, but it's not as fast. But it's still much more useful than, say, spending a bunch of the runes and having the exact rune types to do the quick teleport.
Yeah, I remember the runes being pretty expensive. You know.
They still are kind of
Yeah.
expensive, but they're not as expensive. There's been a massive downturn in rune prices recently. The current ones are actually the most expensive the most profitable to sell are fire runes. Because they're used in the
I
rune
played like
Goldberg machine.
I played RuneScape back in like 2006, 2007. That was before, you know, they went 3D. So
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
like OG RuneScape.
Yeah,
And that's
blocky type. You hear they're bringing that back?
Hmm.
and it's pretty
It's
funny
been
'cause
back.
that's
Old
Oh,
school RuneScape has been back for about a year or two now. And they're going to be
I thought they were
transferring
supposed to
both.
be. I thought they were bringing it back for like mobile devices and stuff.
They're bringing
oh,
it for mobile devices
oh,
for
that is awesome.
OS3 and old school RuneScape. Or RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape are going to be put on mobile devices. I think they're currently in beta.
I still want to hear that S.T.A.L.K.E.R music.
Yeah, I miss the old music.
Yeah. The MIDI tones.
Yeah.
MIDI. Yeah. It was memories.
The
It's
sea
funny because
shanties.
you know, I was leveling up fishing. You know, in whatever, you know, area that was. It was like a lake or something. And then you know, some dude comes up to me. I think he's English is a second language, or you know, probably like you know, someone from like Sweden or something
Yeah.
like that. And this guy goes, "How I mine for fish?
Well,
How I mine for fish?" And then you know, I guess that became like really prevalent, or maybe you know, so they put it on a shirt, and my homeboy gave me a T-shirt that had that on there. How I mine for fish. It's
I mean,
memories,
it's
man.
kind of
Oh
accurate.
man, that's hilarious.
Uh,
A little bit, but like still.
let's put it this
Or
way.
maybe Brazilian, because you know, he had that hue kind of vibe to him, you know. Hue. I report to you. Not report, huh? Report.
Like, tell me how I mine for fish.
How I mine for fish.
Well, let's put it
Tell
this way. I'm
now.
just glad they're not putting in the. It doesn't seem like they're going to be putting in what they plan to change mining into, which was you're actually fighting the rocks, and the mining ore is like dropped instead of just you smacking rocks at a particular time and then getting the stuff. Yeah, I'm glad they're not.
It was really difficult because a lot of people would mine, you know, they'd fly around and or not like go around and they like have a higher mining level than you.
Oh
And
yeah.
you click on the same rock and then you know, they take them for you, and I was so pissed.
Oh,
You
I'm
know, and
glad.
it really sucked that you couldn't PvP, you know, there, because I would have killed.
I would have killed a fool. No,
I was mining iron.
Yeah.
yeah, S.T.A.L.K.E.R is great for iron, at least for that, because since the game is kind of dying just a little bit, mainly people who just come in and pay for stuff to look cool. Since I rarely get on, it's like there's just a little window, which I won't tell you because then everyone would get on at that time and ruin my window, to mine certain areas. So I could mine the 2 gold rocks. I could get 6 or 8 iron ore, then get 2 more gold. So I get about 4 gold in inventory while getting iron. So I didn't waste my time.
Dang.
You guys remember that camel and the falafel stand?
Ooh, falafel stand.
There's a falafel stand there where you could buy
What?
falafel.
I don't remember that. I remember the kebab show,
No.
kebab store.
Oh, it's a kebab, not falafel. Lols. So it is a kebab. Yeah, right, kebab.
Despite the fact that it looks like a pita.
So they have that that guy, and I was like, yeah, is this enough food? So I bought like 3 food, and I didn't understand when I was telling you that you needed high level food to like survive.
Yeah.
Kebabs are actually pretty decent. I miss the random events though, but since they've now figured out ways to purge the bots differently, the random events have been removed.
You mean like ogres popping up when you're fishing?
Yeah.
They removed that? That really sucks.
Yeah, I've only been attacked by the evil chicken once, and there's now only one evil chicken in RuneScape, and it's part of a quest.
Oh, that
And other
sucks.
than
Why
that,
did they remove it?
because they didn't have to check to see if people were using bots anymore, because of whatever technological advances they had. My brother, on the other hand, he would just grind away at its skill, has been attacked like 12 times by an evil chicken. They were great for feathers, though. You can get 600 from them, at least.
Like so
And
many
you have to like
feathers.
bury bones to gain like prayer points or something like that.
Yeah, you can now. They've now added
I
ashes from
remember the
imps and
chicken.
demons.
Now that you mention it, I had completely forgotten about that. But, I remember getting attacked by that thing one time. Like
Die!
you could like summon it or something. I was thinking there was a way you could. I don't remember.
I didn't know you played RuneScape.
Yeah, like way back in the day.
Dude,
It's weird.
I'd spend hours on RuneScape.
Oh yeah, man.
That was because it was dial-up.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah,
And
that
then
that game was fun. It's fun, depending on
yeah,
how bored I
I
am.
didn't really start computer gaming until like maybe 2006, 2007. That's when I got a deal on this like old school like Dell server with
Hmm.
like 2 processors. And XFX was still a thing. That's why I didn't buy XFX products anymore. It's because of their customer service was just horrible.
Oh,
Like
that
a-holes on the other hand, like you're trying to get some info and they treat you bad. So yeah, I was like, no more XFX, and they shut down a couple years later.
yeah.
I'm a EVGA fan now.
There's a decent story behind RuneScape. There's the Falador Massacre. You remember that part of folk legend or RuneScape history? Either of you?
No, I didn't really get into the
Mm-mm.
lore. I just wanted to grind.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty
well,
much. Like,
there was a glitch, and there's a glitch for player-owned houses. You can PvP in certain areas, and so someone had got ejected from the house, and they were still in PvP mode. So they and several other people exploited the glitch and killed several players in game and took their stuff. There's estimated like hundreds of millions of in-game money was lost,
Oh dang!
along with a lot
oh
of
no.
rare items. And it came that some of the the mods came in, and several other ones were actually like trying to protect the players and fight against the guys who had also had the glitch on them. And people are coming in like pretty much having like a public service announcement that people need to stay indoors. There's like a massacre out in the streets, and there's like this whole thing. There's now a plaque in Falador that commemorates the Falador massacre, and one of the Pulp Fiction, or not the one of the lore for it is that the Falador massacre was an inside job.
That is amazing, man. So did they
It
ever
is.
restore the? Did they ever restore the items? There's a lot of scammers in
No,
RuneScape.
a lot of it was lost, irretrievably lost.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have been so pissed, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah, I would have like rage quit. That's like a like busting kneecaps type of deal.
Yeah, seriously. It's just not an exaggeration either.
You're gonna learn
It,
today,
it
boy.
it is a fantastic piece of RuneScape history. It's especially since it actually happened, or did it? Anyway, I've always had a weird look in RuneScape. I found high level items on the ground. People giving me stuff. I've given people stuff. It was awesome.
I got something kind
I
of
got
funny. It was
scammed all the time.
Really,
it was
I'm
kind of a
always.
fun. I had like a fun lag moment the other night.
Uh-huh.
Essentially, I was playing Overwatch. I was playing Tracer, and I did my ult. And essentially, what she does is she throws what's like a sticky grenade out, and it can stick to somebody, or she can just throw it in an area. But I went and I hit this Reaper with it, and dude's coming up, and I just boom, I just hit it with him, and I back out. I end up dying, and my thing, I didn't get a response on it because I know I stuck him. I didn't get a response on it for like 8 seconds, and and then it got a triple kill. So he went back into the group, like into his group of dudes, and it took way too long to get that thing going, and then it killed 3 people on the point. That glitch ended up being like play of the game because I killed 3 people with that ult.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, the multi-kills are always so great in multiplayer games.
Yeah, so it was just this epic, like, that shouldn't have happened moment.
I love those, man. Just like in Modern Warfare 2, where noob tubers were always using the grenade launchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you grenade launch someone because you'd memorize the spawn points, and you can get them like clear across the map. And then some guy would use some guy would do like a throwing knife, and he'd get lucky and get one.
Man, I used to be pretty good on Nuketown, dude. I used to be able to just launch those grenades like right in the beginning, right into people's spawns.
Yes, that's like the best part.
I was gonna say, perhaps this is not the best time to admit that in Modern Warfare 2, when I was playing against people offline in a group, I used the noob tube method and the throwing.
Hey man, it's a valid method, dude. I don't even care.
Yeah, I've shot people.
I used to make people really mad with Last Chance.
Yes, I
used to have like Last Chance Pro on, and it would just everybody hated me.
I think one of my favorite things for Modern Warfare 2 was the martyrdom skill, because I'm just that petty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had it. Like.
Yep. That was one of my things.
I'm gonna take you with me, man.
Yeah, like if I'm going down, you're going down too, son.
I'd always made it that you hit. Since I always kind of expected that, or if Last Chance was the one where you could actually shoot at people and kind of crawl around, it always made me follow the guys to the ground and just keep clicking away at them until it was like, yep, he did.
And that's that's what I like about that. Except for the hackers. The hackers were pretty bad. It got pretty bad with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, same thing with Black Ops.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like like Activision really cared. Or Infinity Ward.
Yeah, I mean, just like after a certain amount, new game comes out, whatever, they stop playing with the other one. All right, give me a sec.
Yeah, and the hackers kind of ruined like the game for a little while, and then they left. So it was nice. The only thing I didn't really like was you couldn't really lean. You had to.
Oh yeah, you were stock still.
Yeah, right. You can't really lean, or you can't really minimize your.
Oh yeah.
So what I would do is
that's always just kind of been the Call of Duty thing that was.
I like the was it the folding machine gun FMGs, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just use that, just whatever, dude. If we're getting close, I'm using that.
I actually found out that one of my favorite setups was actually really popular online. I like the RPD. I put FMJ on it and put it like a foregrip. And I found out that since it was one of the earliest LMGs with the highest capacity, that it became really popular online. But I never played it online. I just played against people I knew when they would bring their system over. It's like I thought, wow, that's interesting. That something that I thought, okay, this makes sense. This works. Was really popular online. It's like, okay, so I'm not the only one. hiding out behind the burgers in the airport, waiting to shoot through the side as people go by.
You ever use the Mark 14 EBR in Modern Warfare 2?
The rifle scope box
Yeah, it's
magazine.
like right. It's the like M14.
I don't think I got that one. I had like the intervention. I didn't actually get a lot of time to spend. I probably have maybe a day's worth of time on.
You guys know that you guys know that room in airport right to the left of that glass walkway?
The library?
No, the one that's right outside. You know, you got the plane, and then you go up the stairs, and there's there's a walkway in front of you.
Yeah.
That goes into like the terminal inside.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I would get the silent everything, silent step, and then I'd get ghillie suit and a Mark 14 silenced, and I would so own with that because people would come through the connector and through the left side, and
man, that was back when like
crouch,
the ghillie suits in the game actually worked.
Yeah, and when it was really nice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if you crouched, you just had that the red dot was just right at head level, so I would get so many headshots, and people would so get like super salty that
Triggered.
Be like,
I find it really funny that I find it really funny that like people are all like, "Oh man, that dude's out there camping with a sniper rifle." Like, man, all right, man, you're not supposed to camp. You guys out there camping. Like, yeah, it's what snipers do.
Valid strategy, right?
Yeah, like that's what snipers are supposed to do. Like that's their job, man.
I always find out there's a sniper, I always go hunting for them, even in like games like Pistol or Frags, where the sniping really isn't that great. But of course, I'm hunting them with a bow, getting impressive ranges with the kill. So I guess it's just like a personal test.
It's a bow sniper, man. That's your rookie, dude.
I am a bow sniper.
You get them from like clear across the map, like headshots clear across the map. Hacks.
I've done it.
Hacks.
I've done it. I can get guys in 2 shots on average, and at one point I was good enough to be able to get them reflex shot, 1-shot kills a lot. I'm still pretty decent at it.
And I think one of my favorite kills I ever got in like Black Ops, I was playing on Nuketown. And I had that whatever that goofy crossbow was that had explosive tips.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was, you know how you get up in the bedrooms, you'd be in there, and then you and him would end up in this little like battle royale thing, like back and forth, like moving from in and out of the wall. I just sat there and I waited. I just had one thing with that bow because I just wanted to kill people with it. I thought it was fun, and yeah, and I just waited.
Reminds me.
And I shot him through the head and killed him with a headshot, and then it exploded and killed the guy in there with him.
Nice.
I was like, ah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, I'd be mad.
Super salty, dude. People be so
mad, but
super
salty. I can't be mad.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, like if somebody kills me, like really, really, like in a masterful way, I mean, I'll acknowledge that. You know, that was a good shot.
Yeah. Like,
some people get so like super salty and rage quit.
Yeah. Well, he challenged me to 1v1 after that. And actually, I think that was the same 1v1. I ended up jumping out of the window, like diving out the window, and shooting him in the like. And as soon as I hit the ground, I just shot, and it ended up killing him in the thing. Because it always 1v1 on Nuketown because it was a small map and it was like, easy to spawn trap.
Right.
So I mean, you can just stay in the middle and like pow, 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 and just it's lame. Anyway, yeah, but I they always expect you to go to the windows, and so I just dove out the window, and I just landed like bang. Yeah, I shot that guy in the head, and I was like, whatever. I was like, I lost that match, but I was like, man, I still got an epic kill on you. Personally, I feel like I won because that was awesome. Because I just John
That actually
McClane
reminds
that
me.
dude.
There was one time in Rust where I think someone jumped from the top of it and either tried to smush me some reason. I think I ended up shooting him multiple times with a pistol as he fell, and I got the kill. It's like, okay,
I
how did
really
that even work?
I'm big into playing hardcore. Like a lot of people don't like it because you die easily, but it's so much easier to get kills, man. Like I'll just run through with the pistol because your time to acquire your
Everyone,
sights in game are faster with the pistol, and it's like 2 shots. So I'll just roll around with a pistol with a red dot and like run, pop, 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 like reload, pop, 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 pop.
it's actually
Yeah.
funny. I was playing Black Ops 2 with my cousin, and so I was like, I had the thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go easy on him, and so he ends up killing me. He keeps killing me with a pistol, which is kind of like was my signature thing. And then it's like, okay, after like the fourth or fifth kill, it's like, okay, I'm about to wreck this child. We're putting this on full blast. Yeah, so he's hiding the thing. Flashbang. He can't see me. But pow 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 pow. He's coming up behind me. Click pow 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 pow. Coming at me again. Pow 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 pow. Cameron, my cousin, turns to my brother and goes, "He's really good at this, isn't he?" Like, yes, I am.
Was that one of your like
Yes.
best plays, like in terms of like multiplayer?
No. Best plays.
What
Probably
are one of your best plays, like for like Modern Warfare 2?
Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. It probably was getting Carney 3 with the like 2 to 3 rounds. It gets to probably
You
the
guys ever
first.
get
Get me what?
nuke
Nuke.
the 25 kill streak?
No. I died too
No.
much for that.
I've gotten like once, and it was
And
because I got lucky. I got super lucky.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of
I've never gotten a nuke. That's I know people who have. Like I know dudes who get nukes all the time. Man, I've
Yeah,
never
they're
been that
just
good.
so good. They're just so good. I can't. The
This kid
level
was
of
like
skill.
16 and he went to school, came back, essentially played Call of Duty. Like that was just what he did. Like I'm like, oh dude, you do your homework? Like, no, like, I'm not doing it. We have the No Child Left Behind system. Like
work the system, man. Work the system.
he was like, I can pass my EOGs. I mean, I can't blame him. That's how I got through like grade school, but still.
Yeah, I didn't really care about school until like junior year of high school.
Really,
I
the exact
I didn't care
opposite was
about
for
school.
me.
Like I got my
What?
GED, so it's like, so I didn't really care about it until I got to college.
The only time I
Yeah, it's
actually
like
started getting bad grades was at like the end, in the very end part of school. I was always
Yeah.
B's or A's or something.
Like, honestly, I passed my GED without much problem, but I was at like I was at a thing we just reviewed for like, I think it was like 4 months or something like that, and then they were like, here you go, here, take this test. All right. That was really what it was like, and that was when I like started caring because I was like, oh yeah, I need to get this done.
Yeah.
Just do it and get out of here. And then I actually got to learn stuff that I wanted to learn about, so it was.
and that's like a big thing, like with like education and stuff, like stuff you really want to learn about.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to be honest, a lot of that subject matter is boring. There's not enough real world, examples.
Oh, I love history and science. Those are the best.
Yeah,
And then there
those
was
are
math.
my strength too. I hated math.
I did. I hated math for like the first 4 years of school. And I thought, you know
I'm good
what?
at
Just
math that
accept it.
actually exists. Like,
In the real world, right?
So it got to the point where I was actually really good at math, doing the algebra and stuff, being able to do the stuff in my head and just barely show my work and still get it done. And then I got thrown for a loop like the last year because they got me business math. I'm going back to how many pineapples can Bob fit in his
I hate those.
in his cart.
In before Common Core. In before Common Core.
Anyway, speaking of fitting things in carts, one of the more recently hilarious episodes that I've had was in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2 of them. I go back to one of the first missions where you have to stack bodies or kill people. And I started checking through the bodies to make sure I hadn't left anything behind, because if you do that, you can get accesses to caches at random. So there'll be more things you can look for and find high-end things. So it's not just me burning out for looking through dead bodies.
Yeah.
I find 2 or 3 of them. It's like, there's more things on here that I probably should have taken the first time I was here. The NPCs had actually killed other NPCs while I was gone, and apparently they thought it was a good idea, or somehow managed to fit one of the enemy NPCs into their bonfire. So he's half-assed into the bonfire, cooking, while what
was that the one you posted?
Yeah, the one I posted. I had a picture and I said, "Gopnik, it's what's for dinner."
What?
One of the other guys is just like sitting there with this dead dude, like literally underneath him, with like he's just like kneeling against him or something. It's like nobody cares that there's like 30 dead bodies around here. Nobody at all.
Dude, troglodyte Slavs don't care, man.
Yeah, just they're all just squatting around the fire in their tracksuits.
Yep.
That's literally what they do a lot in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. The other best thing was the one character that looks like Freddie Mercury best. He had been wounded by a bunch of dogs, and he has a unique suppressed AK-74U that you could either kill him or let other people kill him for. I compromised because since he was damaged and kind of like you could save him, his gun was right beside him, so I took it. Then he's talking with me normally. He pays me for a job I forgot I had to actually do for him, and I guess moderately failed because I didn't go back and get the reward. And then I give him a health pack, so not only did he pay me 1,500 ruble something else, I also got his gun. And I didn't have to kill him at all.
That's a great compromise. I mean, I don't like killing, NPCs unless they really annoy me, like in Fallout.
Or you gotta kill a lot of NPCs.
Sometimes I just find great pleasure in walking up to them, like in Fallout, just like walking right up to them,
like
and
Preston
blowing
Garvey.
their brains out.
Yeah, Preston Garvey.
Yes, like Preston Garvey.
You shoot him as actually general.
Actually, I like Preston, even though, like, really, what I think it is I think he was just looking for somebody like, hey, I bet you if I start calling him General, he'll do all of our grunt work for us, and he'll never actually get to make a decent decision in the game.
Yeah, right.
It's a joke that went too far.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got like a board one day, and I was like, all right, let me equip everyone of these settlers in the castle with like a Gatling gun or a laser Gatling.
Yeah, like.
And then I spawned like 3 or 4, like Mirelurk Queens, the giant ones.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was such a fun battle to watch. I just stood there and just.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to get you guys to start playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R. because it's absolutely fabulous. I hate and love it at the same time.
I'm gonna have to play it, but it's also like, man.
When was it time? Like 2009? Yeah.
You can get the whole set for about $12.
Seriously? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I can send you guys links for it.
Yeah.
Pripyat and Clear Sky. Shadow of Chernobyl is the first one. I think Pripyat is the second, and Clear Sky is like the prequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good game. I finally have more than 200 rounds of rifle ammunition.
Can
That
we
I
use
just
can we use console?
mm,
Right? Like,
if you have a Steam controller, yes.
No, like console, like like what do you call this? Like is it like Fallout 3 style?
I never played Fallout 3, so I'm gonna go with kind of yes. There are mods, but the one that you might be purchasing may not be mod applicable.
Okay.
I think it's patch 1.04. After that one is when you can't
Can you
use
do like
mods.
console commands? Are there things that you can do for like console commands?
I don't know. You're asking me things I
like
don't know.
spawn all the ammo.
Yeah, spawn all the ammo.
No. That takes away from the fun of it. The desperation of the game, the actual hunger you have to feed your character and worry about radiation sickness and bleeding out and applying your bandages is fantastic. It's if you want to live out the apocalypse, play Stalker because that's pretty much what it is.
So, like in terms of the stuff to stockpile, like meats and stuff like that. Like
In the game.
spam doesn't really last that long.
I've only had turkey
You know?
spam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You can't eat spam. So,
I've had turkey spam. It tastes really good when you fry it. It's very salty.
yes,
Delicious.
yes, very salty. And I can see why the it's really popular in Hawaii. Spam musubi, man. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Can you eat seaweed?
Yes. Yeah. I guess
It's seaweed. It's
okay.
It's a plant. Damn it.
No, it's an animal.
Seaweed's an animal?
Yeah, seaweed's an animal, right? It's
I'm thinking kelp.
Yeah, kelp, right? Kelp. Kelp is alive. It's like it's like a.
Well, I mean, technically, so is a plant. So.
Right. I meant like it's like a. Isn't like seaweed? Nah, maybe I have to
Air
research
bladders. It's a seaweed's a plant.
I think it's like a.
I just read this thing on
something else.
Facebook.
Are you thinking about sea urchins?
All it says is
No, like related to like phytoplanktons and crap like that. But anyway, I'll have to take a look at that and research it. But yeah,
we
seaweed.
can talk about that later.
Seaweed is amazing with
speaking of funny
Mm-hmm.
things related to video games. I just saw this thing somebody posted. It was like, whoever uses a shotgun in Call of Duty, your mom's a hoe.
That's fun. There's like specific builds and like specific maps, that I like to do. Like I would do for Call of Duty Ghosts, I would do like a shotgun.
Mhm.
And I would do like unlimited run, like fast run. So I just basically overwhelm people. They don't have time to aim.
Just running around shooting people from the hip.
Right. From the hip, right. Increase hit fire, and you'd rack up kills real fast like that.
I don't know why people hit the shotgun.
Man.
I mean, like,
it's just because they don't know how to use the shotgun.
They don't know how to use it, right? In Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, people don't know how, like most people don't know how to react to shotguns. So once they hear the shooting, they like start panicking. It's so funny because if you get like a whole team like equipped with the SASG, it's basically like a Sega shotgun, 12 gauge.
Yeah.
It has like 11 rounds, and it's a box mag, so it's really fast to reload. So you get 6 people like that, and they really don't know how to like react to that. Their aim starts getting all weird, so you start racking up kills. It's pretty funny.
That actually reminds me of a funny story about me and my brother. We were playing Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, Medal of Honor: Rising Sun in the boat map, and he was panicking.
Man, back in the day.
He was. So I was pretty good. I usually killed him a lot in there. So I'm proceeding to slowly attack him. He panics. He backs up straight into a corner and I walk straight at him. Meanwhile, he's got the pump action shotgun that they have in the game, literally switching from either side of me to shoot into the air, pretty much. Either
not
side
not in
as he
front of you, huh? Not in front of you.
as as he's panicking, and then I think I butted him to death or something. But it's something we look back at with fondness now, despite the fact that I think he might have been really salty at the time.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
always fun, man.
We actually found out that there is player one bias in Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
Really?
What do you mean, like in terms of like aiming or?
If there are well rod pistols in there, so it's a one shot kill to anything pretty much above the chest. So we both set up in the duelist one. We aimed at each other's head. We counted to three, and we both pressed it at the same time. I usually was playing as player two, and I felt the thing click, and it would usually fire, and player one shot got off first and killed me each and every time we tried it.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's just like like the game mechanics that like aren't written very well. Like with Ubisoft, there's like a 70 millisecond ghost that lags behind you. So if you think you're like in cover, you're not. You get shot. And that always happens to me. So it gets me kind of salty. 'Cause I'm like, I made it to cover already. The game's like, nope.
Yeah, like. Yeah. Kind of like, but I mean, I'm sure it's hard to make it like that in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For as far as developers and stuff, like.
Yeah, with the amount of data that's needed, servers, it is. I understand. Still sucks though. I'm still gonna be salty about it just because.
Oh yeah, I was playing BF2 with one of my friends, and he got off, and I continued to play. It's like at the end of this one round, I just kept getting killed like straight in a row every single time. It's just like, okay, I'm tired, and I went and played Stalker and found a Gopnik in the fire.
Yeah, some days you just want to like quit. Like, all right, I'll play this later.
But yeah, that's enough of this for today.
Yeah.
By the way, since Revive is shutting down, despite the fact that they apparently don't have to, I've been collecting the server numbers for places that we normally play, so you can use them on BF2 Hub, and if we eventually transfer over. That and also stuff for 2142, since they're still run by Deathclock.
I haven't played 2142.
It's fun. It's fun. It's more futuristic. The game mechanics are definitely a lot different than BF2. BF2 is more squad-based and more like an infantry action with armor and vehicle support with artillery. While 2142, you really feel the setting that it's in, which is a post-apocalyptic future. There are less resources. Ostensibly, the militaries have been ground down over years of fighting, and it's more small unit tactics of special forces fighting against special forces with the aid of large spaceships bases. So it's much harder to get kills in 2142, but it's also more like fighting a Vietnam conflict in the middle of winter between two equally matched sides.
I can get down with that.
So
it's
fun. Who is it? The Chinese or?
It's the European Union, or sorry, it's the United Nations and the who are technically the Americans, versus the it's not the MEC. I'll bring it up real quick. The two sides are the Pan-Asian Coalition, which is led by the Russians, or the PAC.
So Russians and Chinese.
No, they're all Russian voice actors. It's Russian soldiers versus United Nations Americans.
Oh, okay.
It's actually quite an interesting storyline and an
I do
enjoyable
enjoy
time.
like non-Russian voice actors, like when they have really bad accents. Like oh, was it like 2032 Metro? That's what it was, or Metro
2033.
2033. Like that game, it's awesome. Like it's a great game. It's a great game series, and I'm like super excited about the next one coming out because I'm gonna play the crap out of that game. But all the voice actors are like, hello Artyom, how are you? Like you talk to Uncle Mervin if you need anything. Yeah, like it's
really
hilarious.
that sucks. Yeah.
One of the things I do actually like about Stalker is that uh, all the stuff except for like characters you actually speak to, like who are actually part of the main storyline, everything is in Russian.
Huh.
Everything from the signs that you have to look at to the languages the stalkers and everyone else actually speak, except for a few of them, is in Russian. Just the NPCs milling around, they'll speak to you in Russian and complain to you
That's
in
pretty
Russian.
cool.
It is. It's the nice little tiny details like that that really
There was
make
a
the
game
game.
like that. I think back in 1998 or something like that. It's called Battle Zone.
Mhm.
It was like a tank, like a space-based like tank warfare between like Russians and the U.S.
Mhm.
You guys ever play Battlezone?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I
There's
don't think I've ever played it.
yeah, there's like a setting where it's like straight up Russian. So if you don't know Russian, like I'll speak Russian, and it's you'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's nice because I'm trying to learn Russian, so I know just a bit of it, and I could gather that one of the guys who was by me, I had just snuck past a group of soldiers in the zone, and one of the guys was talking about. Um, I caught the Russian word for soldier, and it's like, oh, he's commenting about the Russian squad that they just seen go by. It's like, oh, that's actually pretty cool because the NPCs actually interact with each other while we're not there, or while the character
Huh.
isn't there, and the animals behave while you're not there.
That's kind of crazy. Right.
It's nice because it's not like I just happened upon this thing and this is a random event. No, this thing has been probably going on for 2 to 3 hours before you got there.
Yeah. Huh.
That's like attention to detail that I like. That's what makes a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what really makes a good game. Is that attention to detail. I wish other game devs would do that. Like
Why is it that like the Slavic and Russian games
they're
have
always
that
good.
fine attention to detail?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like EA Activision, they're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
People still buy their games, but just because it's popular, but it's an unfinished game.
Yeah.
They
Well,
want
then they sell you the rest of it later as DLC.
yeah, the microtransaction. That's so stupid.
Yeah. Which
At
I mean,
least
like back in the day, DLC used to be extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
it wasn't part of the game, right?
Yeah. Like
That's what I like so much
it,
about
like
the
didn't
CD.
need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I like so much about CD Project Red is the DLCs that you pay for. The what is it? The Hearts of Stone and the one where
Heart of Stone and
Blood and Wine.
Blood and
Wine.
Wine. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're legit expansions that you can there's value to them.
Yeah.
Sounds like the new downloadable content for Horizon Zero Dawn is also an extension of the story as well. So it's just not new stuff that you have for your character. It's actually a new story and other things. I was watching a streamer do that, so it was like
That's what I love
But
about.
Horizon Zero Dawn was very complete. Like there's a lot you could do as far as like side quests and stuff like that goes. Um, like I had a few quirks with that game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game was awesome, but like none of the NPCs really had any character. Like,
You didn't really care about
like
them.
yeah, like you didn't really care about them. You're like, oh yeah, probably shouldn't kill all these people. Like, I mean, you couldn't anyway, but like, probably should stop someone if they're trying to kill all these people. But like, yeah, you didn't really care about them. Like, nobody had any like higher amount of personality.
And that's where the
Which is,
storytelling
I mean,
comes in, in
yeah,
gaming.
but
If
yeah,
it's a
but the
bad
ones that did, like, if you could get side quests stuff like that, they usually were pretty cool. Like, they usually had a twist to them and stuff like that.
This is why I like the Warcraft and the StarCraft series. I've been following StarCraft since it came out. In 96, 97. I think 97.
Yeah.
And it's an RTS, but it's also it's not RPG, but the storyline is just amazing.
That's one of the reasons why I like the
Yeah.
Warhammer series, because
Yeah, the
Warhammer
Warhammer series, right?
Fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy, and Warhammer 40K I used it before I got high-speed internet. I would just sit there and just read through the wikis, and they have literally probably 1,000-page entries on just like one faction, and then there's the 1,000 factions after that, and 1,000 sub-factions after that, and then all the other stuff that they have in there. It's like you could literally they have everything for like it's set in the 41st millennia, and it's like they have stuff from the 3 to 4 tens of millennia before that they cover in the backstory. It's like some poor
That's the
sap had to sit down and write all of this, but they did a good job.
Like, as far as like attention to detail and like DLC and stuff actually, you know, making a difference, but like, is it completely necessary? As far as just like getting into the lore and stuff like that, was the Dragon Age series was really, really good about that, because what in Origins, you played through the game, you got through, and then you had Awakening, and I think there were two other DLCs for that. I don't know, but that was like when you first get introduced to Corypheus, who, if you didn't play through it, like, you wouldn't have the backstory on him like you do when you play through Inquisition and stuff. And then the DLCs for two played in a lot with Hawk and stuff like that. But and you really kind of see it tie up at the end, like, and you know more about it. Like, oh, okay, like, I didn't have to play that; I could still follow along. But like, this makes a lot more sense because I know about whatever from that game I played 3 years ago. Like, it's but as far as like, I don't know, I guess just having a good attention to detail and like a good amount of storytelling, that's one that I've been playing for a long time. Like, just, and also funny stuff happens in that one. Like, they're still having a problem in Inquisition where you'll be falling and you won't stop. So you'll just be like moving around. You're able to just walk around like you normally do, but you're doing like the falling thing. It looks like you're moonwalking. It's actually pretty great.
Nice.
It doesn't stop until you attack something. Right?
That reminds me of the GTA 5 glitch where you can swim in the air. Oh no, that was in GTA 5, Wildlands, and PUBG.
Really?
Yeah, there was a glitch where you could swim into the air and just keep going. I think that's mainly Wildlands, but yeah, there's, for whatever reason, last 3 major games came out have had swimming glitches.
I wonder why. Is that all coded like the same way, or
I don't know.
Yeah, it must be.
the same guys coding it and making the same mistakes?
Either that or they're all copying the same software.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, right? Is it the same engine?
It might be. I don't know. Speaking of these
It
things,
probably is.
speaking about the other side of the moon,
They try and
I
change
know
those around
exists.
little as possible for usually.
Oh yeah, I mean, the amount of time it takes to make an engine is obscene. We didn't have any decent engines until like Frostbite, and that was like in the 2000s, and we're only up to Frostbite 3.
Yeah.
Right. And you have the CryEngine, and then CryEngine 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we get the needless games that are overly taxing just to show just how good the new engine is.
I hope like the next CD Projekt Red, title, what's it, um something 2077. Are you guys
Wait,
familiar with that?
Project Red, CD Project Red.
Yeah, CD Projekt. What was the name of that thing? The new one, Steampunk or something like that, or Steam something.
Let's look it up. CD Project Red new game. Cyberpunk.net?
Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk
20, 2077. I think.
2077. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's something that they I hope it'll be as popular as Witcher, and as well made as
Also,
Witcher. I'm pretty sure it will be though.
let's just put it this way. I'm a fan of everything as long as it's a good story.
Yeah.
It
Honestly,
has to be done well.
I've been thinking about going and picking up like a cheap 360. Not like a Red Ring of Death model or anything, but like like one of the newer built ones, just so I could play through the Witcher 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Because I didn't get into it until The Witcher 3. So
me
it's like
too. Me too.
man,
It's not as
yeah,
good.
like
I have a thing, but
I could feel it out, but like, well, yeah, like, oh yeah, The Witcher 3 was a masterpiece, but
I think it's like probably one of the best games ever made.
oh yeah, actually, I
Yeah,
need
but
to
it's
play through it again. I need to pick up the DLC.
which one? The Blood
Both
and
of them.
Wine.
I haven't played either of them.
Oh yeah, you'll really enjoy it, man. It's nice. I like
I
the
know
Blood
Blood
and
and
Wine.
Wine's supposed to be really hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's also what do you call this? I would play the Hearts of Stone first. Um,
Yeah.
but Blood and Wine's like the better one, I think. Just because you get to uh inherit, well, a winery. So
Hmm.
that was always my jam. So yeah, I
You
think
always like
that's
making the booze?
like making the booze, like drinking the booze. You know, I never really got into like wines until I tasted a really really good one.
I
Like
was like,
one
I
that'll make
didn't
you
like,
the one that'll make you want to slap someone. That's how good it was. Oh my god.
and I never liked wine until my brother made some,
Was it in a
and it's
toilet?
actually no, he didn't make. No,
Prison
my
wine.
brother's never been to prison. Yeah, he never had to make any pruno or anything like that. But he made it out of if you just go to the store and any 100% fruit juice, and all you do is you take go get a packet of bread yeast, and what you replace take some out, put a cup of sugar in it, put a packet of bread yeast in it, and then shake it up until all of it's dissolved. And essentially, you just and then leave the cap a
Forget
little
about
bit unscrewed so air is able to come out of it, and then leave it for a month in a dark place. And I've made I made like a half gallon of mead. That's like muscadine mead with just honey, water, some muscadine grapes, and just put it in a thing and let it sit for a month.
That must have been tasty, man.
It's pretty good. It still has to age. I've tried it and it's good. Like it's palatable, but once it ages, it gets better. Like at like fine wine. But
I got lucky. One of my teachers, it was a professor's for no Trent. I
No,
did not get
no,
lucky with one of my
no,
teachers.
no. I'm laughing
my
because we
bad,
lost
I
Steven.
bumped the button. My bad, I bumped the button. But it
I'm
gets
laughing because we lost Steven, not because you said got lucky with one of your teachers.
No, but she, our professor, she was really, really generous. So, she owned like a bar.
how generous. I
Like
heard
she
us
owned a
got
bar.
lucky with one of my teachers, and she was very generous.
She was very generous. I took a wines class, and she gave us like something that was gonna go bad already, but she
Yeah.
opened a bottle for you know, because she wasn't gonna be able to sell it. So, but like, you know, like I tasted it. It felt like velvet on the tongue. That's how nice it was. You know, and
Oh,
it didn't have that alcohol. It had a little bit of alcohol, but not like that bite of alcohol. But
Yeah.
it was just so good. You could taste all the you know, the like the red fruits, you know, and like plums, and just amazing, dude. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like velvet on the
Yeah.
tongue. I wanted that whole bottle to myself.
man.
Yeah. Honestly, like
Man.
my brother, the stuff that he makes, he leaves it for a month, and the yeast that's in it, it'll make it really strong. But honestly, it doesn't taste super strong, which is what I like. Actually, it's so strong that he'll put it in the freezer, and it doesn't completely freeze. It creates like a slushy. So
Let's put it this
he
way:
ended up
we
he
can
ended
talk
up pouring
about
me some of
wine.
it,
We can talk
and
about
I
wine and alcohol
couldn't
after
taste any
the
of the
strain.
alcohol.
And speaking about
Oh
like,
yeah, well,
you know, like blood and wine, you know, like with a
Mm.
Witcher, you
Mhm.
know, they really went into like the different foods and stuff. You have like rillettes and stuff like that. You know, you
Mhm.
have pate. You know, all the
Mhm.
French, you know, all the French stuff
All that
in blood
French
and wine.
stuff.
yeah, all that
I
French
mean, I
stuff,
will,
like
yeah,
Frenchies.
I will eat, I will like totally devour like duck confit, you know, where they cook it in the fat, and you know,
You
they
got a thing for feet, you say?
confit. I will totally devour that, dude. I will inhale that. That is just so freaking good.
I have
Oh,
absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
It's a special delicacy in France.
yeah, it's the way they cook the duck, and it's and being in Las Vegas, you know, it's really like there's a lot of places here that do it here. But it's like it's so tender and it's so crispy. I just love duck. Duck is a really fatty animal.
Yeah,
I've
But
only
yeah,
had duck.
it makes me like crave food, like when I'm playing playing the thing, you know. And it's just like wow, you know, all these cheeses and
yeah,
wines and vinegars and
The sign of a good game is that it makes you hungry
yeah,
while you're
right.
playing it.
It's just so much detail. That's what really boggles the mind with like Witcher 3. You know, just so much detail.
I think on that hungry note, I think we're going to cut off here. It's been an hour and 4 minutes, and hopefully
Yep.
we'll catch you next time on the Gamer's Tale.